He's going to get a win in only his second drone race ever, and it's against one of the most experienced pilots we've ever had. Enjoy this moment, Benoit Fincky.
I don't know what to say, man.
That was one of the slowest races I've ever seen.
Hey, how's it going? This is the story of how I accidentally won a professional drone race. Before we start, I have to say that I'm no professional drone racer. I use racing drones like these, but to film stuff. It's a completely different skill. Take, for example, the road cyclists that aim to go fast, and the BMX guys that are all about the aesthetics. It's kind of like similar to that. The racers are the road guys, and I'm more of like a BMX guy. So what they do kind of looks like this. And what I do looks like that. So yeah, completely different skill. And recently I was talking to DCL, which is the Drone Champions League, and they were talking about integrating one of my drones, this one to be precise, in their new simulator. We chatted about this, and then they were like, hey, how about you come to the event? And then followed, why don't you race in the wildcard team? And I was like,
really?
Like, you're gonna make me race? I've never raced in my life. And I was like, okay, fine, never mind, I'll try it. And that's how our story started. A few weeks later, we arrived in Romania for the event. That's when I got to meet my team, and oh boy was I pleased. We have, oh my god, what's up? Going sexy this morning. Vince Irie, aka Jedi FPV, and we've got Andrew FPV. So out of us four, only one has raced recently, and the others are freestylers, so that's going to be interesting. After a good night's sleep, it was time for the event. We got our drones and went through the safety check-in. That's the moment they check that everything is pretty much safe on the drone, and they briefed us about everything. It was the first time we had the machine, so you might think we went out and tried them out, maybe trained a little bit with them. Wrong. What we did instead was that we went freestyling with our friend Liviu FPV, that is actually from Romania. And yeah, like we eventually found this gap that we were trying on and on and on, and eventually some of us lost their gear, so they had to hike up, which made us late for the next part of the event, which was the formal briefing for everyone. Needless to say that people were very pleased when we showed up. The briefing had already started, and we got a stern talking to at the end. The race was happening in a salt mine. That is one of the craziest places to fly on the ground, and it was incredible. The neon lights everywhere. It's just a whole setup. The problem was that you only have a certain number of trials per day. I think it was 2 or 3, and we had to make all machines work that we hadn't even touched until then to make them work so that we could fly. And we had to fix things ourselves the whole day, running around trying to get new parts and everything. We didn't even have props, actually, because they hadn't told us we had to bring our own props. So yeah, in the end we had nothing, and we had to run around the whole day trying to beg this team or that team to get something to have our machines working. And after a hectic night on working on our drones for a long time, it was on to the first race day. What happens at the Drone Champions League is that you've got 2 days, each one counting as its own event, and each one with a result at the end of the day. I was a bit stressed out. It was my first day of ever racing. So what I did was that I went to the French prodigy in racing, for a few advisors. And here is what he said.
Faut pas que tu stresses, faut que tu y ailles comme si tu étais en freestyle ou en entraînement. Je roule beaucoup avec la machine, j'essaye de faire des obstacles que je vais retrouver en course. Et après, j'essaye de me mettre au maximum en fait la machine dans les doigts pour pouvoir tout donner le jour de la course.
Okay, that's good news because I had no time on the machine whatsoever. I didn't spend any second out. The first time I tried it was yesterday.
Now that I had my advisors ready, it was time for the practice run. So we took our drones, we put them on a table at the race committee, and it was on to the big stage, which was pretty much comfortable for everyone, except a few exceptions.
So how's the seat, Tommy? Like, can you
touch
down there?
No, it's just like free flowing, you know what I'm saying?
The practice run was slow, but they went pretty well. And because I had a very specific objective for that day.
I'm super happy because I finished both of my runs, and that really matters for me, because that's what I wanted to do. That was the objective. We kind of made it work.
We then stopped for some interviews, and it was on to the actual race, the first one. And now we had some pretty serious opponents, because the last ones of the qualifications had to go against the first ones. So we had a lot on our plate. We had the team Veloce, that is the Korean team, and they're known for being extremely precise, extremely fast. So we had to come up with a strategy.
I'm gonna bring it back home.
What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?
We're gonna take a stand by standing.
Yeah, simple as that. We're gonna stand because freestylers stand. That's what we do.
Yeah.
So we had that idea, and then we thought there was going to be a little bit of shit talking as we go on stage, like boxing style.
Hey Jedi, what's you behind your back? Yeah, what is that? I can see it. That's a feel, looks like it. Hey man, will be your last race today.
And we thought we might challenge these guys.
And I see you guys are all comfortably sitting, but we're gonna stand. So I challenge your pilots to stand, because we are not in our comfort zone because we freestyle. And you are in your comfort zone because you race. So I challenge you. Are you gonna stand up or sit down?
I mean, that's racing. You never know what's going to give you an edge. It's so perfect and precise that anything can happen. And as a matter of fact, my start in the racing world was pretty anticlimactic.
Well, Young Rock's sun is flying, and Benoit hasn't left the start block yet. Got no video, I think.
The rest of the team went a lot better, but not enough for the Koreans to actually smash us completely. I got to fly in the big run where all 8 drones run against each other, but not much success in there either. And well, there was a little bit of damage.
Right now, I have one quad that's not always harming, one that's got a motor problem, and then the last one, I don't know yet. We're gonna check that out. But yeah, like, it's part of what we're doing now. Like, everyone's kind of working on their stuff. That's how it goes.
At the end of the day, the X-Blades team actually won, and they won the whole championship because they had so many points in advance compared to the others that they actually just won the whole thing, even before the next event, which was on the next day. In the evening, we got to freestyle the place, so we could finally express ourselves and do what we do best. Next day, we started to feel the burn a little bit.
Morning, Tommy.
Morning.
Looks like Everything's going really well this morning.
This morning's a little different.
I don't know, maybe it was the Romanian beers the day before, but most likely the weather.
Check out how like cold it is outside. They're attacking me again.
And then it was on to another day of racing, the day that it actually happened.
Enjoy this moment, Benoit Finck.
So what happened?
Here we go for the first single hit quarterfinal number 4. Young Rock Sun is away and Benoit Finck is second out of the blocks. Very slow and cautious. This is going to take all day. Young Rock Sun is out of it though. How did you crash there? Benoit Finck has passed him, making his way under the wheel and egged on by everybody. He's going to get a win in only his second drone race ever. And it's against one of the most experienced pilots we've ever had. Enjoy this moment, Benoit Finck.
Oh my God! Yeah. What, I don't know what to say, man.
See, that day we hammered down again and were very adamant on the idea that they had to stand as well, because we were out of our comfort zone, so the Koreans had to be out of their comfort zone as well. So we asked them to stand and they did it on that day.
They want us stand the flying, so we accepted it today.
And I think this is the explanation for what happened. Turns out, Young Rock Sun was completely out of his comfort zone and crashed on the 3rd or 4th turn.
Young Rock Sun is out of it though! How did you crash there?
And my strategy going in on that day was to finish no matter what. So when he crashed, I mean, I was already going slow, so I just had to not crash until I passed him, and then it was all in the pocket. So I kind of luckily ended up winning that one, because this is what actually matters in racing. No matter if you're faster than everyone else, the best is to just finish. Like you can be slower or like not accelerate as fast. As long as you finish, you're doing something right. So that was the idea. I went with that strategy, and it really paid off in the end, because I ended up being the only winner from our team at the end of the whole event. So it was pretty funny for me, not having any experience in racing, and just ended up in a completely hazardous situation where I just won like that. But it was fun. Well, sure, we confused the commentators quite a bit, because the whole time they just couldn't stop slamming us.
Young Rock Sun is going to race off first against Benoit Finck. Let's talk about this, because he's dropping his controller, but he may well be dropping his drone.
But this is not the way to do it either. I don't know what to say, man.
That was one of the slowest races I've ever seen.
I have a feeling that the Wild Prop team wasn't even trying to beat him. I'm a bit lost for words, Matt.
Yeah, I understand.
But yeah, I just hope that the freestyle team is going to race. You know, we're here to race. We're not here to freestyle. The Wild Prop team. I hope they're going for it, guys. Come on.
It's all now in the hands of Wild Prop, having to win absolutely all the top 4. That isn't going to do it, is it? These pilots need to spend a bit more time learning this difficult track. Can they race? Well, they were absolutely whitewashed against Veloce yesterday. Very slow and cautious. This is going to take all day. Why? Super slow. Slower than a lot of people expected, and he's crashed it.
Oh.
Boy.
Oh.
How much of that was intentional, do you think?
None of it.
But if you're a freestyler, 100% intentional. I'm not saying this in a cruel way, but I think it was a little bit of a culture shock to him to realize, oh, wow, racing is racing.
Not as easy as it looks, yeah.
No. If you are DMM Raiden Racing, you don't want to see this. This is looking like a finisher point for the Wildcard team as he's freestyling his way around the rest of the course.
This is where you see Tommy just having fun and doing some flips and rolls.
Oh my God, he's power looped out of the Breitling gate. That's one way of making that turn.
I'm starting to get a hang of it, I think.
Well, it's about time, because, you know, there's a racetrack all around you.
And after that victory, we just spent the whole day chilling and enjoying the rest of the races. It's really cool how DCL actually makes that event happen. To me, it feels like Formula One compared to like other professional racing leagues where it's more like a show. This one feels like it's actually like sports, and you've got different teams. They all compete against each other. There's something going on, and it's fast paced. It's really interesting. So yeah, and if you want to join on the fun, there's a new simulator that's out right now where you can actually try and get a ticket for the next season. So feel free to do that. I would like to thank my teammates that were amazing, and they were just like a really cool bunch of dudes that I was happy to be lucky enough to spend time with, really. And yeah. I hope you enjoy that unfortunate turns of event for us, and see you next time. Bye bye.